Good evening, guys. Yeah, okay, guys. So let's get started. So I hope those who are in the class, they have installed their Android Studio, and we'll directly now jump in the Android Studio and we'll start the practical part. Okay. So today's agenda, I will first of all tell you the today's agenda. I have kept two agenda for today. The first agenda is we'll first of all understand the important, you can say components. Okay, that will be better. I'll write here important components of Android Studio. Okay, which we will be actually using for developing Android applications. And second thing will be we will develop two projects today. Okay, so what I will be doing is I'll explain you two projects, and while explaining these two projects, you will understand some very important concepts which are really very helpful to understand Android. Okay, so this you have to keep in mind. Okay, guys. So these two components which we will be completing with you today. Okay, guys. Okay. I hope my voice is okay. This one of you just confirm me if I am audible. I hope I'm audible to everyone. Okay, okay, guys. Okay, fine. Thank you. So I just you can see on the top my in the taskbar you can see my Android Studio. I'm just clicking and I'm opening Android Studio. So if suppose you have used Android Studio for the first time, it will open in some other way. But if you have used Android Studio for one time or two times, it will open in some other way. The link which was given to you, the YouTube link, if you see that you will understand from there. Okay. So as I have been using Studio for many times, so it will just open the last project which I have closed. Okay, it will directly open up the last project. Okay, guys. So it will take some time to open up. If you are for development purpose, it is recommended to have 8 GB RAM. Okay, so if you are not having 8 GB RAM, please keep in mind your system may run a little bit slow. The recommended RAM for Android application development is 8 GB. Okay, so if you don't have, you can increase your RAM, because from 4 GB to 8 GB, it hardly, I mean, it's not that much costly also. So you try to go for 8 GB RAM. Okay. So as you can see here, as I told you, as soon as Android Studio is installed properly, and if you just try to open it, you will get this kind of look and feel. You will get all the files and folders, it will be visible to you. All the locations and all will be visible to here. And in the status box, you will get that Gradle has finished. Okay, this is the important point. The Gradle sync has finished. See, whenever you are opening the Android Studio, this Gradle is something which is very important. Why it is important? Because this is actually the manager of Android Studio. It manages each and everything. Okay, so if there will be any issue, the Gradle sync will not be successful. Okay, so in that scenario, you have to search for the errors in the internet and try to resolve those issues. Okay, so as you can see here, in my case, everything is okay, and we can directly jump for project development. So what I have done is I have just opened a new project, and it will be better. I'll show you how to create a project. Or if you look here, so in order to create a project, you can click on File button, and you can go to the New option and select New Project. Okay, I'll repeat once more. what you will do, you click on file button, go to the new option and click on new project. Okay, so a template will open up and there you will see a lot of options. And as I have told you, we are going to work on phone and tablet kind of apps. Will not be focusing on Wear OS, I mean like smart watch and all, or smart TV and all, automobile and all. We are not going to focus on those things, okay, because you are a beginner. So we'll be directly moving towards phone and tablet. So here you can see a lot of templates are present, and here we are going to choose the easiest template, that is empty activity. Okay, so this empty activity is the easiest one, because if you choose anyone else, there will be lot of automatic code which will come up which you will not understand. So for the beginners, it is told, or you can say it is best that you choose empty activity, and then you click on next. Now, when you click on next, you can see few important points are here. Important. I mean, few important points are here. So first, you have to write the application name. Okay, this is important. Then you have to fix at which location you want to save your project. Okay, so that also I will choose, and then preferred language which you want. Okay, so the preferred language, there are two languages available. You can choose any one of them, but I'll be telling you to use Java. The reason, there are two reasons, because generally students have background with Java, and it is best that you first of all do development in Java, and then you can switch to Kotlin language. Okay. Next, if you look carefully, you have to select the minimum SDK, and here you can choose. There are many options. You can see here. You can choose from right from this API 14 to API 2930 and all. Okay, so why I will not be using the latest one. I will not be even using the oldest one. Why? Because we have to choose the API in such a way that that will be used by maximum people. So I have chosen the lollipop one, that is API 22. Okay, you also choose API 22 for time being, but if you are interested, you can choose others also. But if you're choosing others, based on that, you may have to choose the platform where you will run your project. Okay, so it is best suited that you choose API 22, and if you choose API 22, you can see almost around 92% devices will be able to use your app. Okay, so that is important thing again. So here, as you can see, these are some basic options which you have to select. You will write the application name. So what I will do, I'll choose the application name as some easy application, like let it be my app one. Okay, this is my first step, so I've written as my app one. And location also, what I will do, I'll change it. So I'll just create one folder in my D drive. Okay, in the Android training section only. What I will do, you can see I've selected Android training, and here is the option of selecting a folder. I will click here. I'll choose a folder. I'll write that projects. Okay, so I'll take the folder name as projects, and I'll put today's date. So today's date, as you know, it's 1st September. So 1_9. So 19 means 1st September. That I'll put like this. Okay. So this folder is created. Now inside this folder, what we can do, we will create one more folder, and that will be your project name. Keep that in mind. So I'll take one more folder and I'll put the name as app 1. I know that's my first app, so I'm putting the name as app 1. Okay. So this is really very important, guys. So you can see inside project 19, one more folder is created. So if you don't choose in this way, what will happen? All the files which will be created while this application will start, then all will be scattered one. Okay. But if you are creating a folder, then all the files will be stored inside this folder only. Okay. Then it will become easy for you to develop more and more projects, and all will be stored at one location only. So please try to make this as a habit. Okay. I'll press OK. So you can see the location is set, and I'll just directly click on finish button. So as soon as I'll click the finish button, the loading of project will start. Okay, and you can see in just few minutes or few seconds, the new project will open up. Okay, and when your project is loaded, kindly do one thing: you close the older one. Okay, that will be, this will save your RAM also. Okay, we close that and you open the new one. So it will, you can see the Gradle build is going on. There should not be any issue. Okay, otherwise if there is any issue, the Gradle sync will not take place. We'll wait for Gradle build to complete. Once this Gradle sync is completed, then we can move to some project development. Okay, so you can see it is still taking some time. And if your RAM is less, it will take more time. If the RAM is more, it will take less time. Okay, so yeah, I mean, if you are becoming developers, generally companies are giving laptops with 16 GB RAM and all. Okay, so you can understand if you are having, if you are working in the companies, 16 GB RAM you will be getting. So generally, it is in the professional world, 16 GB RAM is considered. For project development, 8 GB RAM will be okay. So you can see still Gradle build is going on. So what we can do is, let's again try to understand some more point till the Gradle has finished. So if you look carefully, as soon as the project is created, two kinds of folders are coming here. Okay, can you see two files are coming here by default, and the file names are very, very important. The first one you can see it's activity main.xml, and the second one is main activity.java. So these are the two main files where we will be actually working for today. Okay. Now, as you can see, the Gradle finished has completed. What I will be doing is, first of all, I'll make you understand this part. So if you look here at this section, uh, in the app, what we are actually going to understand, that is completely inside the app. Now, if you look at this app part, can you see there are three things present here? One is manifest, second one is Java, and third one is resource. These three sections are very important for Android developer. Okay, so for today we'll just focus on the on this one and this one. Maybe in coming days we'll try to understand the third section. So this first section which you are saying, which is named as Java here, that is actually your backend coding. Okay, I'm writing here by backend coding. Okay, backend coding. So this is your backend coding place. Means whenever you are developing an app, any app when you're developing, what you might have seen a lot of apps. So in every app, what you will see, there is a design here. Okay, so suppose I'm making a design. Like suppose there are two buttons here. I can, if I'm clicking this button, some kind of task will be happening. Okay, so this button is your front end design, front end. Okay, FE, front end design. But if you want this button to execute something, you have to write a backend code. Okay, so backend code you have to write. So that backend code will be always coming in this section. Okay, and all the front end kind of job will be handled by the second section, that is called RES. Okay, this RES stands for resource. Okay, all of you please write down, RES stands for resource. So this section is called resource. Okay, so two things are important for time being, that is Java and resource. So this is your backend coding and this is your front end coding. Okay, I'm just going to expand them and let's see what is present there. Okay, so if you look at the backend coding part, in the backend coding part, you can see there are three options. I hope it is visible. Three parts are there. Okay, what we will be doing is we will be only focusing on the first one. Okay, because here only all the backend codes will be present. So keep in mind, guys, all the backend files where it will be present, all the backend files will be present in the what? Inside Java. This is the location of the place, and in this only all the files will be present. Okay, so that you have to keep in mind. So don't search all backend file anywhere. All the backend files you will be getting here on. Now let's understand where is the front end file. The front end file will be present inside the resource. Okay, and generally the front end file is present inside the layout. Okay, so if you look at this part, layout, here is the place where you will find the front end file. Okay, for other parts, for time being you forget, because my main concern is to make you understand where is the backend file and where is the front end file. So this main activity.java is your backend file and activity.xml is your front end file. Backend file, and this is your front end file. Okay, So keep that in mind. And I am just trying to show you where these files are actually present. Okay. So if I say in future that create a front end file or create a backend file, you have to come at this place only and you have to create or you have to search. Okay. This you have to keep in mind. So what I will do is I'll quickly move to the front end file, because unless and until you have a front end design, you cannot make a back end design. Okay, first of all, we will design something and then only we will program that. Okay, so that you have to keep in mind. So I'll quickly move to the activity underscore main.xml file, and it is actually a XML file. And if you look here by default, this file is this file is containing one project. Okay, by default. If you look carefully, I'm just zooming and showing you. Can you see? Yesterday also I have shown you. So by default, hello world program is there. If I will run this project, it will successfully run, and you will get the output as a white screen where hello world will be written there. Okay, you cannot do anything, but this will be written there. That's it. Okay. So I'll not waste time and I'll not run these all. Let's do some good project and let's understand them. Okay. So if you look carefully in this part, this is your front end. Okay. In the front end, there are actually two sections. The front end design is there, and if you can see here, 2 points are written here. Two options are there. One is code and one is design. Okay. So what is code section? The code section is the front end coding part. Okay. And the design is the designing section. I mean, if I click, then you will understand. So suppose I am clicking on the code part. I'm clicking here. Look here carefully. So when I'm clicking on the code part, the coding of the front end design is visible to you. If you look here, can you see hello world written here? Yes or no? Hello world, you can see written here. Okay. So this part was the code. Okay, which was showing you that text hello world. Okay. If I will remove this, then what will happen? In the design section, you won't be able to see this hello world, which is visible to you. Yes or no? Let's see it practically. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to remove this section, this part of code. Okay. So as soon as I will remove this part of code, if you look carefully, I see I've removed it. Okay. Now if I move to the design section, can you see it's now blank? Nothing is present. So basically what I was trying to say is, in the coding part, if you add something or if you remove something, it is going to affect the design part. Okay. So this is really very important. So as a developer, you always don't have to, you always have to focus on the coding section. Okay, like what this code actually means. If I make some changes, what will happen? So that is the thing we have to focus on. But as you are just a starter, we will not directly start the coding part. We will first of all understand that how we can develop the designs without coding. Okay, and later maybe after third day or fourth day, we will be also doing some kind of development, some kind of coding in the designing section. Okay, so let's do something here. So if you look carefully here, this is called the kitchen of the design. Means all kinds of items are present here. If you can see a button, image view. Okay, if you can see in the text part, a lot of different kinds of text are present. Like if you want to write password, okay, then you have to select this kind of text. Okay, like you can see different kinds of buttons are present here. You might have seen in the apps like radio button and all, checkbox and all. Okay, so the different kinds of buttons. Okay, so if you click on widgets, different kinds of widgets are available, like seek bar, progress bar, calendar, web view, image view. So what are these all? You can say this is actually the complete kitchen from where you can create the design. Okay, so from here only we will start dragging drop. Okay, I'll go for the first thing, that is we'll go for drag and drop process. Okay, we will do drag and drop and we will then create the design. Okay, so let's first of all draw a very simple design and let's understand what is happening. Okay, so I'll do one thing. First of all, I'll delete this the by default hello world text view. Okay, I'm going to delete this. So once it is deleted, it's a wide screen here. And now I'm going to create one design by myself. Okay, so that we can understand what is actually happening. So I'll take a common design. You can see the common design. I'll go to the common part and these are the common designs. So in this, the most common is button. Okay, so what I will do, I'll just drag and drop. You can see here, I'm just dragging. What I have done, I'll tell you, I'm just deleting it. What you have to do is you have to just hold your mouse and do drag. And when you are dragging, you try to put it in the center. You see, and now when you move like this, some arrows are coming, which will be helping you to put the button in the center place. Okay, so this you have to keep in mind. So you can see if I'm putting it here, it is at the exact center because horizontally and vertically the arrows has come here. Okay, so here now it is in the central place. Now once you have dragged something, what we have to do, we have to set it. Okay, so if you look here carefully, some red marks has come here. So if any red mark is present, the project will not work. Keep that in mind, because red means error. Okay, there should not be any error in the project. If there is any error, the project will not run. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on a button, that is your split button. So if I click on the split button, what will happen? Look here, all of you. So I have clicked on the split button. You can see the complete front end design has been splitted. Okay, and why I have done this, just try to understand. So if you look carefully, by splitting, I am able to see my backend code also. I am able to see my front end code also. And the third thing which is visible to you, that is called the attributes. Okay, can you see here the word attributes? So the word attribute means all the properties related with this design will be visible to here. Okay, so this is really very, very important. Okay, now we will discuss some of the attributes and then we will move forward. Okay, so if you look here, all of you, in the attributes part, you can see there are 4 sections here. One is declared attributes, second one is layout, third one is common attributes, and the fourth one is all attributes. Okay, so in the section of all attributes, you will find every detail about the about this button. Okay, whereas these 3 are actually containing some important or some common and important features which has to be declared. Okay, so what we will be doing is, for time being, we'll not move to all attribute. This we will see later on. We'll first of all try to analyze the 3 attributes which are first of all the most important one. Okay, and then we'll move to the all attributes in the later class. Okay, now if you look here, all of you, can you see the first one is called declared attribute. So I'm going to expand this. So as soon as you expand this, you can see by default some kind of property has been already given. So as soon as you drag some buttons and all, the by default properties will be given here, and the by default property is the width and height. Okay, so if I select this, you can see here by default property is given, and the by default property is what, that is the height and width of this button, that is called wrap content. Here I'll explain you what is the meaning of wrap content, just wait. And one more property is declared, that is called the ID. This ID is very, very important. You can say this ID is the most important part, and it should be unique. Okay, means whichever component you place here, the ID should be unique. If the 2 components whichever you have dragged are having same IDs, then there will be a lot of errors. Okay, so the ID should be very, very common. You cannot keep the ID as same ones. And the next is text. So this is a very common one which you will find everywhere, and this is actually whatever you are seeing here. What is written here? It's written button here. Okay, so whatever you will write here, that will be visible. I'll just show you. So if I try to change the message here, if you can see, or if you just look here. So if I just try to change what is written here, like suppose I'm writing here, click me, and if I press enter, look here, the message, the text present on the button has changed. So what is text actually? It is a message which will be visible on the component. Okay, so what is component? I hope it's clear to everyone. The component is whatever things you drag, that is actually a component. Okay, so for time being, you can see I have written the component name as click me, which is actually the text feature, and the ID I have given here as button 2. This is by default ID. If you want, you can change it also. Like suppose I'm changing here and I'm putting the ID as B1. B means button, 1 means first button, and I'm pressing enter. So as soon as I'll press enter, you can see here the ID is also changed. Okay, so this is the very important thing. Next time when I'm taking one more button, I have to keep in mind that the ID for that one should never be B1. Okay. Now I hope you have understood the declare attributes. Let's move to the layout part. This layout part is very, very important. Okay. So in the layout part, if you look carefully, you can see the layout which we are using is that is called constraint widget. Okay. So that is actually called constraint layout. Okay. And if you can see here also, it's written. Can you see here, guys? Yes. So the layout which I am using is constraint layout. So in constraint layout, some important things you have to keep in mind. There are actually different kinds of layout which we will be seeing in the later class. But for time being, you all if you look here, this is the latest layout and this is the easiest one also. Okay. So let's see why it is easiest one and how it is very simple to manage. All of you look here. So if there is one component and if suppose I want to make an app where there will be only one component, then that app, what we have to do is we have to set the layout in such a way that all the red marks, all the errors should be gone, and my component should be connected with the complete frame. That you have to understand. So if you keep in mind that when you know that this app you are making for a smartphone or a tablet, so the tablet and smartphone will be having some size, yes or no? So suppose this is the size. Okay, the size, the screen size. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to keep in mind that our component whichever is present here should be well connected with the side, with the edges of the edges of the screen. That you have to keep in mind. So how we can do this? It's very simple. What you can do, you click on this plus button. So when you click on this plus button, you can see it is showing that this button is actually at a distance of 333 density pixel. Okay, DP means density pixel. And if you start clicking all the buttons, see, you can see here, if I'm clicking all the buttons, all the plus symbols here, it is showing me that now it is connected with all the edges. Okay, it is at a distance of the distance is also assigned here. Like suppose I want this button to move forward. I mean, I want that this button should be a little bit up. So what I can do, I can reduce this value. Like see, it's 333. I'm making it 200. So if I write 200, if I press enter, you can see the button has moved a little bit forward. Yes or no? So in this way, what you can do, you can adjust your component wherever you want. Okay, this is really very, very important. Now in future applications, when we will be adding more than one component, we will see how both of them are connected with the edges of the front end, edges of your smartphone, edges with the edges of the boundary that you have to keep in mind. So for time being, just keep in mind in the layout section, you have to make sure that you have to just click on this plus button, and you can make sure also the arrows should be pointing to the edges. Okay, this is really very important. Okay, now I'll move forward and we'll see the common attributes. In common attributes, again, there are many things, but for time being, I'll not explain anything. We'll just try to execute this one, or you can say what I'm trying to say is let's finalize this one as the first front end design. Okay, so you can proudly now say that you have developed the first front end design where there will be one button, and if I execute this one, this button should do something, but that part I have not done. Okay, so what I will be doing is I'll add one more feature to this. That is, I'm going to make this button as a clickable one. For time being, if I'm running the project, my button will, even if you click that button, it will not work. Okay, so let's make this button as a clickable button. So how to do? So let's first of all select our component. See, once you are selecting the component, then only you can make the changes here. So please guys, keep that in mind. Before making any changes, make sure which component you are changing. So you can even look here, like the ID, from the ID you can understand, or by looking by, you can see here, as I've selected this one, so whatever changes I am making, it is for this component only. Okay, this will be more clarified when we will be having more than one component. Okay, so I'm going to add one feature, that is I'm going to make this button as a clickable button. So how to do that? If you can see here, there is one feature that is on click here, written here. Okay, so this on click is actually a feature. So what this feature is saying, that if you want your button to be clickable, you write a function name here. So what I will do, I'll quickly write a function name there. So suppose I'm writing the function name as click me. Click me. I've written a function name as click me and I'm pressing enter. So as soon as you are pressing enter, this click me function is created. Okay, is not created, it is attached with the button. Means whenever you are clicking this button, at the back end somewhere you have to write a function whose name will be click me, and whatever you will write in that function, that will be executed. Are you getting my point, guys? Okay, I'll repeat once more. I have created a function called click me. I've just written the name of the function, not created. Okay, so in the back end, if this function is not present, you will get error also, and you will not be able to execute your program. Okay, so keep in mind, when I'm clicking this button and if I'm writing a function name here, you have to create that function, and whatever you will write in that function, that will be executed. Okay, so with this, I'm just finalizing that I have created my front end design, and I'm now switching to the backend code. And the backend code, what I have to do, I have to create one function that is click me, that you have to keep in mind. Okay, so what I will do, I'll now quickly move to the backend part, and backend part is always your main activity.java. Okay, so suppose by some reason this gets deleted, suppose, that you can create, that you can open by clicking on this main activity which is present inside Java. Okay, so you can do double click, that will open up. Just keep in mind. Now if you look here, by default some code is written here. For time being, you just forget what is written, just focus on what I am writing. Okay, I'll just tell you one important thing, that whenever you are using one app, the first function which gets executed, that is your on create function. Okay, this should be clear to everyone. Okay, so whenever you are using one function, whenever you are using some function, this is the actual function which gets executed. Okay, that is on create. Okay, so please, this is the most important part you have to understand. Any project, any app, if you are trying to execute, the first function will be on create. Okay, and as you know, we are supposed to create one more function, and what is the name of that function? That is click me. Why I'm going to create this function? Because when I will be clicking this button will be actually searching this function. Okay, so let's create that function. And as you know, if you want to create a function, it should be inside class but outside other functions. So if you can see, if you look at the cursor now, I am inside the class main activity. Can you see, guys? I'm inside the class main activity, but I'm not in any position. I mean, I'm in a place where I can create a function. So I'm creating the function. I'll mark that function as public. Okay, public void. And what was the function name? It was click me. So I'll write here click me. Okay. And inside the parameter part, I'll call a class that is called view. Okay, and I'll pass a value. I will pass a parameter of this. So you can see it's red here. If any class is becoming red, you can see you're getting a hint also. Please press Alt plus Enter. So you press Alt plus Enter. Okay. So if you press Alt plus Enter, in the import part, that will come up. Okay. Now what I will do now, I'll quickly create the body also. Now inside this only, I'll be writing some code, and with the help of that code only, that code will be only executed whenever you click that button. Okay. So the easiest thing will be, I'm writing a simple code, that is I'm just calling a function. The function is finish. I'm calling a function called finish. What this function is doing, this function actually ends your app. Okay, or you can say it closes your app. Okay, so what will happen if I will run my project? What will happen? My project will be executed. It will show up in the screen, and as soon as I press the button, the function click me will be executed, and inside that click me function there is a function called finish which will be executed, and that will close my app. Okay, so what will happen as soon as you click the button, your app will be minimized. So minimized means actually it is closed. You are getting a feeling that it is getting minimized. Okay, so let's now check this one. So already what I have done is I have connected my smartphone. Okay, so you can see here I have some devices also, and I have my smartphone also. You can see here running devices. If you see here, if I select this one, it's showing running devices. Okay, so what I can do is uh, you can do this way also, or if you want, you can select the virtual device. I'm not using virtual device because of memory constraint. Okay, I'll be running directly my project inside the smartphone. Okay, so let this will be selected. Let this be selected, and you just click on the green button. If everything is okay, your project will start execution, and in the smartphone you will be able to see the output. Okay, so I'll switch my screen and I'll show you there the output. So I'm just clicking on the green button, and let's see. So you can see the Gradle has started the work. Okay, and I'll quickly now move to my, once the Gradle has completed here, I'll move to the smartphone. I'll show you the app there. Just wait for some time. So if your RAM is good, the Gradle will finish very quickly. If the RAM is, I mean, you have less RAM, then it will take time. Okay, this is really very important. So you can see the installation has started. Okay, so what I will do, let's the Gradle has completed its task. Then I'll open my smartphone and I'll show you there. So see, there is some error. Okay, I'll just reconnect my smartphone and let's see once more. So you can see it has started and it has successfully finished. You can see it's written here, install successfully finished. Okay, and I'll show you in my smartphone now. I'm just closing this, stopping this screen, and I'm now sharing the screen from my smartphone. So I hope you can now see my smartphone. Okay, and I'll quickly show you the app. So I hope my app is visible to everyone. Yes or no, guys? You can write in the chat box if my app is visible to you. I request the student. Yeah, okay. So you can see the app. So in this app, there is a button. And if you remember, I have written the code of finish. So if I click this button, what will happen? This app will get closed. Okay. So you will get a feeling that I have minimized the app, but actually I'm not minimized. I have, the app is actually closed. Okay. So you can see I'm just trying to touch that. I'm touching the button. So you can see it got minimized. Got my point? So I hope the first project was clear to everyone. Now I'll share the main screen. So I hope, guys, can you just reply whether you understood this part or not? I request everyone to just confirm me. whether you got little this part of project or not. Okay, Sridhi is saying yes. Okay. So this was a very simple project, and I was just trying to make you understand what really is happening. Okay. So now we'll move forward. Samvid, don't worry, we'll give you the video also at the at the last part. Okay, and you can watch the video and try the project yourself. Okay. Now I'll move forward. I'll move forward, and let's do the second project. Now, if you look carefully, I'm going to make a small calculator. Okay. Now let's see, and let us make it a little bit interesting. So suppose I'm making a calculator. So in calculator, everyone has used calculator, but the calculator which I'm going to make it will be a simple one, which will be easy for you to do. So what I will do, I'll take two places where I can take input. So these are the two places where I can take input. So suppose I'm taking input as 5 here, and here I'm taking input as 4. So I'm putting a button here, okay, and on this button it's written here add. Already we have discussed this one, yes or no? We have discussed this part, okay. So what will happen if I click this button? What will happen? I'll get output. So output will be what? 9, yes or no? So that output I'll show here, okay, and that will be 9 here. Once you have understood this, your homework will be to create some more buttons. So you can create one button like subtract, multiply, and many more buttons. You know about calculator. I should not tell anything. Okay. So this is the project which we are going to do. Okay. So before starting the project, let's understand the components which I have used here. Okay. Well, unless and until you understand the components, you cannot do the project. So I am taking input at these two places. Yes or no? So whenever you are taking input, these options, these components are given a special name, and the name is edit text. I request everyone to write that name, edit text. The component where you will input, that is called edit text. Okay. And these are the buttons that already you know. Okay. And this where you are seeing the output, that is called text view. Am I clear, guys? So I have taken three kinds of components. One is where I will take the input. Second one is buttons which I will click and I should be able to find the solution. Like if I click the button add, I should be able to add these two numbers 5 plus 4, and in the text view I should be able to show the output. So why it is called text view? Because here you can show any kind of text, and text means ABCD or numbers or symbols. Yes or no? So these are called what? The things which you write, and that is the reason that is called text view. And why it is called view? Because you are showing here. Okay. So we will use these three components and we will do this project. Okay. So I request everyone to write this three component name, that is edit text, button, and text view. Okay. So let's get started now. So in this project only, I'll first of all move to the front end. As you all know, first of all we have to make front end. If the front end is ready, then only you can do the back end coding. So what I will do, I'll just select already deselected. I'm going to delete this. Okay. Now my front end design is empty. Even you can see the coding part has been the code is reduced in the coding part. Okay. Now what I will do, I'll actually jump to design section. Okay, because I have to drag and I'll do first of all drag and drop and complete the parts. Okay. So let's get started. Now what we have to do, first of all, we needed edit text. So I'll move to that edit text. So where is edit text? If you're not able to search, then you can see there is a search button also. So you can write here EDIT. So when you start writing, you'll get edit text. So actually the edit text are of different varieties. Okay, means what kind of edit text you want. Okay, so like whether you want edit text as a simple plain text or password, you all might be knowing one thing that about password text. When you write, then it becomes dot. Yes or no? In that case, we have to use this one. Okay, so depending upon what you want. So as it is a calculator, I actually want numbers. Yes or no? So what I will do, I'll take this one. Okay, so I'll take one edit text. Okay, and I'll drop it here. Okay, so as soon as you drop this and as soon as you select this, you have to keep in mind that you have to adjust first of all. I mean, if you don't adjust, the next diagram, next component which you will bring here, it will create problem. So you will, what you will do, you will split it. Okay. So as soon as you split, your attributes will be visible to you. Okay. So what you will do, you will first of all set all the common things. So first thing is you will go to the declared attributes. Okay, the ID, if you want, you can change, or if you want, you can leave it like this only. But you have to keep in mind whatever ID is present here. So generally, I keep my IDs by myself. Okay, so as you know, this is first number. I'm marking it as first. Okay, the name of first ID is first. Okay, so it's up to you. You can keep any name. Okay, now once that is done, what I will do, I'll just minimize this. So in this part, you have to just make one change. That is, make the ID name which you want. If you are not getting properly, you follow me first. Okay. So you can put the ID name as first. Now I'll minimize this. I'll move to the layout part. Now in layout part, you can see again what I have to do. I have to click on these plus buttons so that this component which is called edit text can get connected with the edges of the screen. Okay, so I'll click plus here, I'll click plus here, and I'll click plus here also. Okay, but I'll not click plus here because I know if I click plus here, it is going to take the entire screen. Why? Because it is going to connect with the complete screen. But I have to put more and more components. Okay, that's why I'll not click this plus here. Okay, and one more thing I want, that I want it should be stretched one. Okay, so that can be done with the help of this part. So here you can see if there are three options actually. So if you look carefully, if I just come here and see, it's coming as match constraint. And if I click once more, then see what it is showing. It is wrap content. Okay. So actually there are three options. If you want to understand, then you can go to the backend code of the front end design. There you can understand. So can you see this is the edit text coding part. And if you look at the width and height, it is showing wrap content here. Yes or no? So what I will do, I'll just, you can see, you can make changes here also. So instead of wrap content, I can write here match parent. Okay, you will get hint also. You can select that hint and you can do double click. It will write up there. Okay. So I've written here match parent. So match parent means it is going to take the size as per the size of the screen. Okay. So if you just reduce this value, you can see here, I'm going to reduce this value to 10. So if I write here 10 and if I press enter, you can see it is going to take the complete space. Okay. And suppose if I'm reducing this value also to 10, you can see it is taking the complete part. Okay. So it is not completely dependent upon what kind of padding. This is also called a padding kind of, or you can say margin kind of. Okay. What kind of margin you want to set. So I have given some margin of 10 from both sides. On top also it's up to you. Suppose I'm giving a margin of, let it be 50. Okay, so you can set that way, and in this way you can see I have set the margins of my edit text, and here downside I have not set because I'm going to put some more components. Okay, so what you will be doing is you will mark your components, your edit text as match parent. You can do by writing here, or you can, if you click, it will change. See here, it is now match parent. If I click on this, it will become what? Wrap content. Even you can see the code has been changed here. Okay, so it's up to you. So whatever you want, you can do. So I will keep it match parent. This one is called fixed and this one is called match parent. Okay, so that you have to keep in mind. So I'll make it match parent. If you put the value, that is called fixed. Okay, so I'll put it match parent. So in this way, I have completed the first edit text. Again, I'll move to design section. Okay, and again I'll take the second edit text. So again, I'll write here edit text and I'll get that number here. I'll select this number and again I'll drop this here. Okay. See, whenever you are dropping, it doesn't mean that it is here. Okay. Unless and until it is connected with any component, it is not present here. If you will run now this project, it will automatically come to this corner. Okay. So it is important that you should connect each and every component with each other. So again, now I'll move to the split part and I will be able to again see all the attributes related with this one. So now what I will do, as you know, this is my second edit text. So I will change the ID and I'll put the name as second. Okay, you can put any name, it's up to you. So I've given the name as second. I'll minimize this one. I'll move to the layout. Okay, and now I will connect this one with all the components. So I know this side, it is the corner of the screen. So there is no problem. I'll click this one plus. I click this one also plus. Okay, and when I click this one, or if you look carefully, what will happen? It will not get connected with what? With upper screen edge. It is getting connected with what? The upper component. That you have to understand. Okay. So this is the important thing which you have to keep in mind. Okay. So again, I'll make the changes. Like I'll keep this also as like 50, as you all know, so that a good padding space will be available. And in the last one, I had kept here margin as 10. The same margin I will set here as 10. This side also I'll set it as 10. Okay, and I'll mark it as match parent. So now is it is wrap content, I'll click this one, it will become fixed. If I click once more, it will become match parent, and you can see it is taking the complete space. Okay, if you feel the space is too much here, it's up to you. Suppose I'm making it 20, it will be, you can see it is coming closer to that one. You can see here, yes or no, it's closer now. So it's up to you how you want to set. So for time being, we have set two options where I can input the number. And in this, there is one more feature which you can set, and that is called hint. Okay, with that that it will become more interesting. So that you can search here. Okay, I'll just show you. So in the all attributes part, or if you go to the common attribute also, that will be present. Okay, let's see. So if you look carefully, there is an option called hint here. Can you see? So what is this hint actually? You might have seen while login, it's written there, enter username, yes or no? And when you start writing, that vanishes. It is actually called hint. So I'm putting here enter number. Okay, I'll write here. So if I press this enter, then you can see that message will be visible here. Okay, though it is a small message, though is it I mean, I have to increase the size also. You can see here text size is present here. You can select this and you can increase the size also. Okay, so that will be present. Okay, now I'll move to the second one also, and I'll give the hint to this one also. Okay, this is also enter number. So once you have set in both of them, and if you move to the design part, something has happened. Let's see. Okay, it's present. It's actually, I mean, hint is present here, but it's not visible properly. We'll see later on. That is not our main concern. Our main concern is that whatever components we have to fix, that let's first fix that. Okay. Now, even if you keep on looking at the coding section, there should not be any red mark. If there are red marks, there will be issues. Okay, that you have to keep in mind. What was the third component? We have to add a button. Okay, so let's add that button. So button is already present here. You can take that button. You just drag properly and let it come here. Okay, now I've got a button. Okay, now I'll move again. I'll follow the same process. I'll go to split part, and what I will do, I will first of all put the ID. It's up to you. I have the ID is button 3 here. I'm making it that it be BUT1. Okay, it's all up to you. So I'm setting this as button 1. Now in the layout section, I'll go and I'll first of all link with each and every component. So you can see now it is linked with the second edit text. Okay, this side now if I click, it will link with the margin, It will link with the, it will link with what? The edges of the screen. I'll mark it as 10 because this I have kept for each and every one. Okay. So it's up to you how you want to fix. Okay. The lower one I'm just leaving because I have to put some screen where I can see the message also. Okay. So let's give a name also to this one. Yes or no? Because it's going to add my numbers. So what I will do, I'll change the text part and I'll write here add. Okay. After writing everything, you press enter. Okay. So that will change here. And you know that I have to click this button and it should be able to take the numbers. So what I will do, I'll put a function also, and that function will be like add me. Okay, I have taken one function that is called add me. So you can see this function, this is marked as red now. Why it is marked as red? Because this function is not actually present in the backend. Okay, once we will put that function there, this add me function, it will become green here. Okay, so for time being, you just keep in mind that. Okay, now what I will do, my third component has been dragged. Now let's move to the last component, and let's move to the design section again, and let's bring what? The text view. Already the text view is present here. You can see this part. Here is your text view. You will drag it and you will drop it here. Okay, I'll put it in the center. So you can see, and now it is in center. Okay, so again, now we'll move to the split part. Okay, and again I'll repeat the same features. Okay, in the text view I'll write here result. Okay, I'll change the ID, or you can say let the ID be text view for the first time. Whatever is the ID, I'm just keeping it like that only. Okay, and in order to just make it a little bit bigger, you can see there's an option of text size also. I'm just clicking as 24 DSP. Okay, so it is just increasing the size. Okay, one thing we have missed, that is we have not connected. Okay, this is the declaration part. We'll move to the layout now. You see, this is really again important. Why? You have to connect each and every component. If you don't connect, there will be issue. So please keep this in mind. So you click on plus. So as soon as you click on plus, you can see it is now getting connected with the button add. So this should be done with everywhere. And now you can see this is the last component. So this I will connect with the bottom of the app. So if I click this plus, it will get connected with the bottom of the app. So in this way, if you look carefully, that each and every component should be connected. Okay. Now, once this is done, and you can see the result is not visible here because it is wrap contented. If you click this, if you just you can see here the size has been is too much. What I will do, I'll just reduce this one and I'll mark it as like 100. Okay, then you can see it is moving this side. Okay, and this side also, if I keep it like 100, so it can come in middle, and it is now, you can see it is max constraint, so it will be okay. So you can see the result is visible to you. It is not in center. Okay, if you want, you can do that also, no problem. What you can do, you can go to the common attribute, and you can see you might have used WordPad. Same kind of alignment is present here. That's called text alignment. If you click on this one, it will align that to the center. If you want to change the text color, that also you can do. If you want, you can just click here and you can choose any other color, like I'm choosing this one. Okay, so there are actually varieties of options. That's why I'm saying, guys, it is not possible to explain each and everything. You can see if I move to the all attributes, you can see with this text view only, there are so many features available. You can see. Okay, so it's not possible to explain you each and every feature. If I explain each and every feature, it will be like just the whole whole class is over and we are just busy explaining the features only. Okay, so we'll explain some features in future also. So slowly we'll understand all the features. Okay, so with this, what we have done is we have created our front end design, and it is showing some red here. It should not show. Let's see what this red is here. Some rendering issue is there. Okay, so if this rendering issue is there, you don't have to worry about, because this may come. If this issue is coming, you just save it and you just close it. Okay, you save it and you close it and you open once more. So sometimes the rendering error will be gone, and if it is not going, then what we have to do is we have to see if there is some error or not. So you can see in the add button it is showing some error. Let's see if there is any error. So this is not connected. Can you see? So please keep in mind you have to connect each and every component. So let's move to the split part and let's connect each and everything. So if you can see, it's not plus showing. So it's showing plus here. It should get connected to each and every one. If I click this, it's getting connected. Okay. So let's now again move to each and every component and let's connect everywhere. So if you remember, I have not connected all the lower ones. So what I will do now, I'll just click all of them and make sure that all of them are getting connected. See here now overlapping is occurring. So these things you have to keep in mind. So let's start with the top one so that we can adjust everything. So what I will do is I'll make this one as let it be 0. Okay, so that everything is getting okay. If I make it 0, it's going outside. Let me just set it by writing 10 there. Okay, and if I mark it 10 here, so slowly we'll adjust each and every component. Okay, so this you have to keep in mind. These things are really it may become sometimes a bit tricky also, so you have to keep that in mind. Okay guys, so what you will do is you have to adjust these things slowly. Okay, so still if the issue is coming, you have to make sure the error see these errors are coming, then you will be facing issues. Okay, so what I will do is first of all I'll make the changes in the backend code and then I'll move it forward. Okay, just have a look here. So in the backend code also you can see all the codes are written here. No errors are there. The error is just because of the designing section. Okay. So this part what I will do is I'll make the changes by clicking here. Just have a look here. I'll make one by one. I'll see what issue has come here. So if I just select the first one, so it's wrap content. Okay, fine, that's correct. Height should be wrap contented. And if I look at the second one, so if I mark it as let it be 20, it should come down. Okay, it's all okay. There's no problem. The error is just because the add button, the function is not defined. That's why the error is showing. Let's make that function and then let's see. Okay, so I'll just remove this on click function, this click me function, and let's see what function was there. Let's move to the backend code, front end design, and let's see the function name. The function name was what? Can anyone tell me what was the function name? The function name is, let me see. The function name is here. It will be shown here. It will be shown in the common attributes. It's add me. Okay. So let's create that function here in the backend. Okay. Once you create this, all the problem will be gone. Okay. Now you just save this. And as it is a function, you have to give the bracket also. Now, if you just save here, and now if you move to the front end design, you can see almost all the errors are gone. If errors will be there, then there will be issue. Okay, so make sure the errors are gone. So if rendering issue is there, then you have to close and open. There's nothing can be done in that part. Okay. So I'll just close this. And if still the errors are coming, then I will do one thing. I will reduce the components. Okay, so that we can make it in an easier way. We'll not make it a little bit tough. Okay, we'll make it in an easier way. So like what I will do is let's make the project in a bit easy one. Just a second. I'll just reduce one edit text. Okay, just a second. All of you look here. What I've done, I have removed the first edit text. And if I remove the edit text, there will be issues also, because if you look carefully what I have told you, if you are removing any component, as all the components are attached with each other, the problem may come up. Okay, so see, all the things have just arrived on the top. So what I will do, I'll move again to the split part and I will try to attach each and everything properly. Okay, now if you look carefully, I'm keeping it as 40 here on the top. Okay, so let's keep, for the time being, let's keep it a small one so that no errors should be there. Okay. So this, if this rendering error is coming, then I will have to again, maybe I will have to close the Android Studio and open once more. Okay, this issue is sometime coming, but as I can see, there is no errors. Only because of this rendering issue, this error is coming. So what I will be doing is I'll be just closing this Android Studio and I'll open once more. Okay. Or let's do one thing. Let's write the code and run the program. Okay. Sometimes when you run the program, also the error goes. So I'm just running the program, and that running the program also will remove the error. We'll wait for some time. Once the Gradle has done the task. Yeah. So I'll just show you the app. Just wait a bit and just see in my mobile that how the app is visible. Okay. All of you just wait for a minute. I'll show you. So I hope my screen is visible to everyone. So you can see the edit text, one add button, and one result. So this is your edit text, this is your button, and this is your text view. So I'll take the project as a simple one. Whatever number you are inserting, when you click on the button add, okay guys, so please look carefully. I'm putting the project in some different way. So suppose I'm inputting the number as, let it the number be 20. Okay, I'm taking the input as 20. So if I click this button add, I want that the 5 should be added to this, and here in the result I should get what, 25. Okay, I'm just reducing the project to a little bit easier project. Okay, take a number, whatever number you are taking, 5 will be added to that number and the result will be 25. Okay, this is our project. So now we'll try to do this. Okay, now I'll switch to my mobile phone, my laptop. Okay, and let's do it. So I hope my screen is now visible to everyone. And now you can see still the rendering problem is there, but no problem. My code, my front end design was visible there. Okay, so no need of issue. Okay, once you close this Android Studio and you open once more, this rendering issues will be over. Okay, don't worry about that. I'll move to the backend code and I will start the coding section. Now here you have to understand some concept, and then only you can write the project. Okay, that is how many components we have? We have one button, yes or no? Then we have what? We have one edit text. Okay, and we have something called text view. So what we have to do is, if you want to use these components in the backend, you have to follow 3 basic steps. Okay, let's see what are those steps. First step is you have to create variable for them. Okay, step 1 is what? You will create variable. So as I have button, edit text, and text view, These are actually what? Three data types, which is a predefined one. So I have to create a variable for button. I have to create a variable for edit text, and I also have to create a variable for text view. Okay. Once you have done this, what you will do? You will link them. Link means what? Suppose I'll take it an example. My variable of button is B. Okay. And you have to do what? You have to do the step of linking. Linking means you have to link your variable. You have to link your variable with the IDs. Okay. You all know that all the components which you are seeing here, they have a very unique ID. Yes or no? The button has a unique ID, edit text has a unique ID, text view has a unique ID. Yes or no? So what I will do, I'll create variable B, and ID of button will be linked with ID. Will be linked with the variable B. Okay. So this you have to keep in mind. Okay. So this will be step 2. And step 3 is you have to use we have to use it. So how we'll use? We'll make the button as a clickable one. In that way you are using. How you are using edit text? You are grabbing the information from edit text. That is the way you are using it. So these are 3 steps which we will be following. So step 1, variable creation, step 2, linking, and step 3 is we are going to use it. Okay. So let's try this. Okay. So all of you please focus on the coding part. So step 1 was variable creation, and variable creation should be done in a global way. Okay. So I will directly create the variable inside the class. Okay. So I'm creating the variables. All of you look here carefully. That is B1. Okay. Now, if you see if it is red mark, you have to press Alt plus Enter. So you press Alt plus Enter, and it will become it will not the red will be gone, and you can see the button importing is done here. Okay. Similarly, you will take for edit text, let it be E1. Okay. And it is again red. I'll press Alt Enter. Gone. Now I'll take one more, that is text view. That will be TV1. Okay. It's Alt Enter. I'll press Alt Enter, and that will be again important. So you can see for all the 3 classes, I have imported automatically these 3. Okay. So for importing purpose, you have to just press Alt Enter, and it will be automatically imported. Okay. Now, once this is step 1 is done, step 1 was what? Variable creation. I have created successfully the variable for all the 3 components. Now step 2 is linking them with the IDs. So first of all, I'll find out what are the IDs, and I'll write down first. So as you can see here, this is the first component, which is edit text, and the ID is what? Second. Can you see here? Because the first edit text I have already deleted. So the ID is what? Second. So I'll keep in mind the ID is second. What is the ID of button? The ID of button is BUT1. Okay. And what is the ID of result? Text view. The ID of text view is text view only. Okay. So I request everyone to quickly write down the IDs so that you can remember when I'm just starting in the backend. The ID of edit text is second. The ID of the button add is BUT1, and the ID of text view is text view only. Okay. So I hope you all have written this IDs so that when I'm writing in the backend, you can understand. So I'll move to the backend now. So you can see in my position. So now I'm inside the onCreate function. If you remember, I told you the onCreate is the first function which gets executed. Okay. So after the 2 lines which is written here, we'll understand later on what is the meaning of these 2 lines. After the 2 lines which is written there, I will start writing the 3rd line. Okay. And I will write the code for linking my buttons with the IDs. Okay. So I will look carefully what code I'm writing here. So first I will write, and then I'll explain you later. So B1 is equal to so I have successfully written the first linking part. So if you look here, all of you, what I've written see, what is this? This is your variable. Yes or no? B1 was the variable of button. Yes or no? You can see here. And what is ID? The ID is BUT1. Yes or no? Okay. Now, if you what actually I have to do, I have to link this B1 variable with the ID BUT1. So in order to do this, we have to call a function, and the function name is find view by ID. Okay. So find view by ID, what it does, it searches for the ID BUT1 from the from where? From the virtual, if you remember, uh, virtual machine, Delvik virtual machine. I told you last in the in yesterday's class. Okay, so whenever any project is running, the in the virtual is in the virtual machine, all the IDs, all the objects are stored there. Okay, so BUT1 is also stored. Okay, so this function find view by ID, what it will do, it will search this ID. Okay, and then it will link with the variable B1. Okay, with the help of the function find view by ID. Okay, so this you have to keep in mind. And we have to perform some typecasting, because whatever IDs you are, whatever IDs are present in whatever objects are present, they actually belong to the class of view. Okay, and you have to typecast them as per the requirement. Okay, so you have to typecast it to button. Keep in mind, you cannot typecast it to something else. Okay, because actually this is button only, but it is in the format of view type. Okay, but as it is actually a button, it can be typecasted to button. Okay, so as per the type, you can typecast it. So suppose I am typecasting edit text, so I can typecast to only edit text, not nothing else. Okay, so in this way you can link each and every one. Okay, so what I will do now, I will quickly link the other two components. The second one is I'll write here E1. E1 is equal to what? It is edit text. So I'll typecast it to edit text. I'll call the function find view by ID. And these components, whichever we are creating, that is inside resource. That's why I have to write r.id. What was the name for edit text? Can anyone help me with this? What was the name? What was the ID name? Am I audible, guys? CD is saying that I am not audible. Am I audible? Kindly just confirm me, someone. Yeah, okay, okay. So can you tell me what was the ID for edit text? What was the ID? If you look carefully, the ID for edit text is, what is the ID? The ID, this is edit text. The ID is second. Can you see here? Yes. Okay. So let's do that. Okay. So I'll write here SE. So if when you start typing also, you can see if the correct ID you are typing, it will come up. Okay. And you can just select it and you can press enter. It will write here automatically. Okay. The third one is your text view. So I'll write here TV1. Okay. Sure, Yogendra. I will today only you will be getting the video link so that you can repeat that whatever is taught here. Okay. So again, I'll do typecasting here. So that is text view. So I'll write here text view. I'll write here find view by ID. I'll call the function find view by ID. Then I'll write r.id. Okay. What was the name of the ID? That was text view, if I remember. Yeah, it was text view. You just select it and you press enter. Okay. Now I have linked my button and my text view. Now what I will do, what I have to do, you know that whatever will be done, that will be on the button click only. Okay. So you know that whenever you are clicking the button, this function will be executed. Okay. There are many more, there are some more methods with the help of which you can make your button clickable. Okay. Yeah, Yogen, we will be sending to each and every student. Okay, through mail you will get a link. Okay, just observe here. Now, what I have to do, I have to write the code inside this, which will be actually taking the data and it will add up. Okay, so let's now understand the logic part. So if you look at this edit text, so suppose in the edit text the value I have kept as 25. So you know that when you press this button, Okay, when you press this button, let it be, I'm writing B for button. So when I'm pressing this button, what should happen? It should be, what we have to do, we have to do some steps. Look here carefully, guys. So whatever is present in this edit text, you have to first of all grab that. Okay, and keep in mind, whenever you are grabbing some information from the edit text, it is always in the string format. Okay, I will repeat once more. If your step one is grabbing the information from the edit text, so whenever you are grabbing the information from the edit text, it is always in the string format. So what we will have to do, we have to convert it from string format to integer format. Okay, if you are not doing this, what will happen? You will not get the, I mean, if you are not converting this into integer, you cannot perform the operation of addition. So if you remember, we were supposed to add 25, whatever number you are inserting, we were supposed to add 5 to it. So if it is of string type, you cannot add. So first of all, we'll convert that from string to integer, and then we will add 5 to it. Okay. So step one is, first of all, you will grab it. Step two is you will convert it from string to integer. And step three is what? You have to add 5 to it. Okay. And after you have added, you will display it on the text view as the result, and that will be 30. Okay. So we are going to perform this. Okay. So let's see how we can do this. So I hope you all are clear that when I click the button, the add me function will be executed. So we'll first of all grab that, and as you know, I have to grab from edit text, and edit text variable is E1. So I'll use variable E1, and you know that when I'm grabbing, a string will be created. So first of all, I create a variable of type string, let it be S1. Okay. Now what I will do, inside this S1, I'm going to store whatever is coming from there. So I'll call the variable E1, which will help me to grab the information. So I'll write E1 dot get text, E1 dot get text dot toString. Okay. So these two functions, what it will do, it will get the text from there, format it into a string, and store into S1. Okay. Now what is step two? I have to store that in the integer. So I'll take one integer also, let it be X. So right here, X is equal to, I call the function integer dot parseInt. You might have studied integer dot parseInt. Okay. And in this, if you pass some string, which is S1 here, okay, it will convert that string into integer and it will store that into X. Okay. Now, as per logic, what we have to do, we have to add 5 to it. So I'll write a small logic here, that is X is equal to X plus 5. Okay. So what will happen now? The X is updated with 5. Suppose it is 25 there, then 5 will be added, and now X is containing 30. Okay, as per the example. Now what I have to do, I have to display it where? In the text view. So I'll write here TV1. Where you have to display? You have to display in text view. So I'll take the variable of text view, that is TV1 in our case. You can see on the top here. Okay. So what I'll write here, TV1 dot set text. The command is very simple. If you want to write, you will be getting a method like set kind of. If you want to grab the data from somewhere, you will get the function like get kind of. Okay. So we'll write set text, and whatever you want to set, it should be of string type. Keep that in mind. But our output is an integer. So what we have to do, we have to convert into string. So the easiest way is you write double quotes, you write plus, and you write here X. Okay. So if you write like this, what will happen? Whatever number you have taken, that will be added with the string. So when you add something to string, the result is string. Okay. So in this way, you will be able to show the output. Okay. So I hope you all guys have understood all the 3 steps. Step number 1, variable creation. Step number 2, linking. And step number 3 is using it. So you can see I have used edit text to grab the information. I have used set text to get the information. Okay. Now what I will do, I'll try to run this project and let's see the output. Okay. So I'll quickly run this project, and once it is executed in the smartphone, I'll switch my screen and I'll show you the output. All of you just wait for some moment. Okay. And you can see it's shown there, installed successfully. Now what I will do, I'll switch my screen. Okay. So all of you just wait for 1 minute. Okay. I'll just rerun. Just a second. The app was closed. Okay. I'll switch my screen and I'll show you. Just a second, guys. So I hope the app is now visible to everyone. Just confirm me, guys, if the app is visible to everyone. You can write in the chat box. I hope it is visible to everyone. Let me see in the chat box. Yeah, okay. So now if I, as you can see, there is it's asking for enter number. Okay, that was the hint. And if you look at the text box, which is the keyboard which has come up, can you see it's number only? Why? Because the type we have set as number. Okay, so the type of edit text you will take, based on that the edit text will come up. Based on that, your keyboard will be coming up. Okay, so I'll take a number, let it be as per we have thought. I'm taking 25 as the number. Okay, and now what I'm doing, I'm clicking on the button add. So as soon as I click on the button add, what will happen? Whatever what I had said there, that will be shown. So you can see I'm clicking on button add now. So can you see what is shown here? It's 30. Okay, so the logic which we have built, based on that it's working. So let's see, we will just change from 25 to I'm making it 80. Okay, now if I click on the add button, what will happen? I'll get the output as 85. So you can see it's 85. Okay, so this is the first interactive project which you have made. Okay, so now we'll end the class here only. Now I request, if I'll switch the screen first and I'll show you the code, and if anyone is having any doubt, you can ask me here itself. So it was a pretty simple project where I tried to make you try to create a very simple code where we had one edit text, we had one button, and we had one text view where we can see the result. Okay, so I hope the code was simple, and I mean it's not that simple. If you are the starter, it is a bit difficult for, I can understand that, but I hope it was clear to everyone. Yes, Sambit Kumar, what is the need of, okay, that's very, very good. There is no need. I mean, see, no need. I mean, you can comment it also. Okay. As you can see, I have not used it. So if you are not creating also, then no problem. Okay. But there are some process through which we can use buttons later on. I will come to that. Okay. In this project, variable B1 and linking part is not required. Sambit, I hope it's clear to you. Yeah, okay. Is there any doubt? Then you can ask, guys. I hope I have tried my best to make you this project, as it is the first one. So all of you are requested to understand this. Okay, and tomorrow I want you all guys to come up with this project. Okay, you all will make yourself, and tomorrow I'll see your outputs. Okay, or you can send me also. Once you have done, I'll give you my mail ID. You can share me your APK file. Okay, so all of you can see here. So this project everyone has to do. So what you will do, you will take two edit text. I hope now everyone understand if I am saying like that. So you will take two edit text, and you will take more than one button. Okay, that will be, I'm taking 3 buttons. Okay, the first button, what it will do, it will find the subtraction, that will be subtraction. The third button, let it be multiplication, and the fourth button is doing the job of division. Okay, So let's do this 3 jobs, and output will be shown again here on the text view. Okay. So these two are edit text. I'm writing in the short ET. These are buttons, and this is the text view where you can see the output. Okay. So this is the homework which I'm giving you. Give a try, guys. If you are able to do, then I will assume that you have understood. Okay, Sambit, you have not got the first class link. Okay, I will request the organizers to send the videos of today's class as well as yesterday's class so that you can try yourself. Okay, guys. Okay, so with this, I am ending today's class. Thank you, everyone.